It's always good news when you find out you've just been doing something stupid or wrong. I don't pretend to know what I'm doing, and that might be the most important thing to acknowledge on this adventure. I am a student. Unfortunately, all my teachers are dead. Well, most of them. I've realized that I was missing this spring. How did I take this transmission apart twice and miss that? Well, I didn't know that it was supposed to be there in the first place. Sometimes I have to learn things half a dozen times before they stick. Sometimes they never stick. I am a real monkey, but I think without this spring, it was never getting full pressure in reverse, which would cause it to slip, which would cause it to burn up the reverse band, which is what I did twice. I put this transmission in, and it didn't work. Then I found the dipstick tube, put it back together, and it worked but lost reverse immediately. I took it apart, found the burned up reverse band, but I never noticed that the spring in this piston was missing that wasn't allowing it to put pressure in reverse. This is all my thinking. Put it all back together and the same thing happened again. Put it in reverse and poof, no more reverse because you burned up the band because you weren't putting enough pressure on the band. If I find this spring sitting on my floor, somewhere, I'll know it was my mistake. Well, I got a big pile of parts sitting over here and an empty transmission case. I'm gonna put it all back together and try again. Hey, hi. You're looking at me through the tail shaft of the transmission. The casing's empty right now, but I'm gonna stuff it full of parts and hopefully I'll do it right. This isn't a how-to video because I don't know how to do anything. This is just more of an entertainment film. So thank you very much for watching. See you soon. So once the center support bolt is in, now I'm gonna lay it down and double check that my reverse band is in there properly. I'll take this thin screwdriver and stick it down in that hole. I should be able to apply the reverse band. Spring was gone. I don't know if it melted and went out my exhaust pipe, somebody ate it, or if a kid took it and ran away with it. You got me a blow up doll? Ah. Yeah. All right. With the spring now in place, everything should work as planned. Make sure that the shaft still turns, and it does. Then make sure it's got end play, and it does. I think it should work now. How about you? Durr. Alright, on she goes. Oh, that was kind of messed there. Probably could have done a better job with that. What are you gonna do? I'm not perfect. I think I finally caught the coronavirus, but that's not gonna stop me. I am taking the trans back apart. I put it together and thought that perhaps I had found something when I found the missing spring. I put it all together, excited that it would work now, and then I got to thinking about it. And what I think is that I didn't solve anything. I think that spring could have got thrown in the garbage and it doesn't matter, so that spring doesn't need to be there. So that was wrong. So now I'm back in here again. Because I need to rethink it. I think my problem is that the reverse band, that's a big circle that grabs onto a drum, is dragging, because 2 times in a row, reverse goes away very fast. You take it apart and the band is wore down the first time the drum was destroyed, but I ran it for a while. The second time I took it apart pretty quick after it fell apart or stopped working, and the drum wasn't destroyed, but the band was wore out and it had lost reverse. So I think what might be happening is either this piston is cracked, because when this pushes in, that applies reverse band, I believe. So I think if it has a crack, it could be losing pressure, or somehow if the fluid's bypassing it, or maybe if it's sticking. That's what I think. I have no idea. And the only way to learn is to keep doing this. Now, if I can't push this in, alright, I can push it in and it doesn't stick. Alright, I can't find anything wrong. I thought maybe the piston was cracked. I took it over and I can't see anything, so I filled it with diesel fuel and waited a little while. Nothing leaked out. I can't find any crack in the case. I can't find anything wrong. I changed the piston anyway. I took one out of my other trans. That way at least I did something. But I have no idea. I mean, I changed the reverse band again, because that's all that was wrong that I can find on the inside. But that's not the problem, that's just a symptom. What's causing the problem, I don't know. Alright, I'm going to take my airline with a blowgun, and I'm going to put air pressure where the trans fluid goes into the reverse accumulator and applies the reverse band. The idea being I should hear the piston push down when I put air to it. And you do. And you hear it come back up when I take air off. Aha! The piston goes down, but I've got a leak. So there we find our problem. But you'll see that the fluid, you should be able to, right there. Alright, I'm now taking the cap from the other trans, a brand new steel gasket. I'm gonna put those together on here and check it one more time. 2 times in a row, we've had a leak in the same spot. We'll check this. It could be the cap, I suppose, is warped or scored on the other side, even though I don't see anything. Checked it with a straight edge. If that's not the case, then I must have something going on here with the case itself. The transmission case must be warped. If that's happening and allowing fluid to leak out of there, it's not going to put proper pressure on this piston pushing on the reverse band, which won't have it tight enough and it'll allow it to slip. That seems to make sense. It makes more sense than anything I've done this entire time, or anything I've thought, rather. So, I don't know what I'm doing, but I sure am getting... Well, I found some results. I mean, I don't think it's supposed to leak. It's supposed to be tight. Oh, that ran away. Okay. It's so hard. Try and keep everything clean. Every time I look at it, there's like another spot. Every time I look at anything, putting something together, try and keep the dirt out of it. Usually dirt and moving parts. You usually don't want dirt in your transmission. Rocks. Okay. Let's try this again. I get so angry. I'm trying to get a gasket to seal, and I know when I rub my hands, I can feel some grit. I don't even know where it came from. And then I'm touching this, and I can hear it's gritty. And I spray some of this on there, and spray some of that on there. And then the next thing you know, I put it back together, it'll be gritty again. This nasty stuff, But I'm trying. Very good, Jimmy Durr. That could be a problem. It's got that spring that was missing, although I don't think that was the issue. I do believe the issue was the air blowing out this gasket. Of course, when the transmission's in the truck, it wouldn't be air blowing out, it would be fluid blowing through. Then you've got a crossover in fluid. You're losing pressure on your reverse accumulator, which is pushing on your reverse band, which take pressure off of it and allow it to free spin inside of it and burn it up. That's what I think happened. Unfortunately, I have no idea what I'm talking about. But I'm not scared to do the work. I did it. I dug in here. I found something I think is wrong. I've fixed it. And I'm going to put it back in this truck and see what happens. Very exciting. You know what's going to happen. I'm going to break it. I'll break everything. Break everything I've ever touched. Today I'm going to give somebody the coronavirus. Who wants it? Who wants it? I'm spreading germs. I already gave it to my transmission.